Yo, what's on everybody? Welcome back to another video on Balboa. In this video, I've utilized another trading tier list. This one's gonna be updated with all the new items and pretty much updated trading values. I would say this tier list. I know my last one, a lot of people were complaining because I did have some stuff wrong, and my bad for doing all that. That was like probably 3 days into me trading. Now, as you guys can see by my inventory, I have quite a bit more, like 3 stool size, some other stuff. I believe I have 5 Doma sets. 6 puller tops, the Devour set. I've gotten the Devour set and flipped it like a bunch of times. 2 Tenjin, 1 Rengoku. I have a bunch of stuff, pretty much. And I've been giving stuff away and doing all that. I would have a lot more if I didn't do giveaways. So yeah, pretty much this will be the actual like full official tier list. This is what I would think if I like was a good trader and all this. This is what I would be looking at to see where I should trade stuff and all that. This video is made by my own experiences. So some values might be wrong in your experience, but from my personal experience, I believe this is the best tier list that you guys will probably find. And yeah, so if you guys enjoyed the video, let's subscribe and let's get right into it. Alright, so something that you guys will realize that is different from this tier list and the last tier list, I cut out a bunch of like the fodder items, like the random, just nobody really cares about items. I've cut all those out. So F tier will really still be something of like somewhat value. But it just will be like the bottom of these good items. And S++, I will not be filling out. This is for champion items. For some reason, this tier list did not have the champions items, and I was not about to make a whole new tier list when this one was already published by this guy. If you guys want this tier list, just go to tier maker, go to spacemanjc_ttv. Thank you for making this tier list. But yeah, pretty much this tier list does not have the champion items, so that's what S++ will. So pretty much all that I'll be ranking is from S all the way to F. So starting off with F. For this tier list is going to be all the normal like mythics, including these masks. Like these masks really just have no value, nobody really wants them, not including the Yada Darasu mask. So yeah, normal claws will go down here. Snow Katana will go at the top. A lot of people were asking in my last tier list why the Snow Katana was so low in value. To be honest, I have no idea. That's just how trading works. Some items that are actually like pretty good just have no value. I don't know why. It's just how trading works in games. For some reason, people like only worry about the top stuff and don't worry about something that like isn't very good compared to the rest of the stuff. What else will go in here? So like normal scythe will go in here. Normal claws already in here. And let me see if I'm missing any katanas. Flame katana will go like towards the top, and beast katana will be at the very top. And I believe this is how I personally put it. For some reason, the flame katana does have more value than the snow katana from what I've seen. I don't know the exact reason why. And one other thing that I have to mention before we get further into this tier list, for example, like the lilies, the ore, and all that, I'll be explaining like how much a certain amount would be. So for example, like F tier, all these items is probably worth like maybe 30 lilies and maybe like 5 ore max for any of these. So D tier, this is where items start getting a little bit of value, but they're still like pretty much worth nothing. So the Mugen Train, or not the Mugen Train, the Udawara Dungeon Claws, the Metal Scythe, pretty much this is where all the Udawara stuff will come from. Like it's super easy to get, but for some reason people don't want to farm for it. So that's pretty much what's gonna come in here. So this stuff would be worth like 10 ore and maybe like 50 lilies if you find the right person. At least from what I realized, this is also where most of these like bad mats are gonna go, not including the orb blasters or the living flesh. Now, if you have a lot of these, like 100 plus, yeah, sure, they can go higher, but this is just gonna be the base value of them. Like this is how much like 5 would it be worth. Like 5 of all of these would be like D tier. Now, obviously, if you have a lot more, they can go higher on the list. Like obviously, if you have 1,000, then it would be like S tier. But we're talking about base value, not how much a large quantity of them would be. So in that scenario, I will be putting lilies and ore in here as well. But as I was saying, this is like worth 10 ore. This is 5 ore. C tier will be like 15 ore item value. And I forgot this mask. Okay. So this is where like the skull claws or the bone claws from Mugen Train will come from. For some reason, nobody really wants these. Straw Hat will also be going in here. Now, I know a lot of you guys are probably ready to go into the comments and be like, I've gotten really good trades for the Straw Hat. Yeah, you can, but it's very unlikely that you'll actually get a good trade for that. And now keep in mind, there's also not the polar mask in here. I don't know where it went. Just the guy that made this forgot to add it or something. So there's no polar mask, but I'll be saying where it goes. Now, B tier, the only item that I think would go here is going to be the Devour Mask and this new hat. Now, this new hat does have a lot of demand because obviously it's new, but it's not going to be this hat. So yeah, it's pretty much from what I've seen in my personal, like what I've seen in trades, is these two being around the same value. Now, sometimes the Devour Mask could be higher, sometimes this could be higher, so they're just both going to go here. Now, yeah, Kitsune Mask as well will be going, like down here. It's probably worth the same amount of straw hat. So B tier would be like items worth like 17 to 20. C tier would be like 15, or D tier is like 10 at max. And then F tier is like 5. Now, Beast Katanas could be worth a bit more, but at its base value, I would still probably say the most I'm paying for Beast Katanas would be like 5. And now this is where the items start actually getting a lot of value. So A tier is going to be all of the puller weapons, even the fans, but the fans are going to be a bit more value than all of these. The scythe is at the bottom. So, for example, like these low A tier ones, like the very back of them would probably be worth like 25 to 30 ore, and then the front of A tier would be worth like 40-ish ore, I would say. So if that's the case, then I'm also going to be putting war fans. For some reason, normal war fans are actually going to be higher than puller, and then Tengen blades are going to be below this. I don't know why. I think Tengen blades could actually go right here, but I have been seeing some people trade Tengen blades for the puller fans. Tengen blades will keep on falling because they used to be worth 50 ore, now they're only worth like 40, 35. And then what else? Yatagarasu mask will be doing like the back of this, maybe even down here. I've seen some people trade it for like, yeah, I'll put it like this. This is like how I would put it. Because I've seen some people do some crazy trades for the Yatagarasu mask, but I've also seen some people do bad ones. So that's where my personal placement of this is going to be. Realistically, it could go down here, but I've seen better trades for Yatagarasu mask than I've seen for the Devour mask. So this is where I'm going to personally put it. Now, everything else that is on this list does have a lot of value. So, the first thing in A plus is going to be the Doma set. Now, I believe the bottoms is worth more because it does have drop rate and the top does not. The top is EXP, so I believe the bottoms have more value. The next thing will be the puller top and bottom. And the bottoms will actually rise up in value now that they are going to be harder to get. But keep in mind, the puller top and bottom do have like quite a bit more value than the Doma ones. School Scythe. It is either higher or like barely below. It's like around the same value, so I'm gonna be putting it right here personally. No, I'll put it higher because I've seen some people trade the School Scythe for like the puller set, so this is where I'm gonna personally put it. I know a lot of people are complaining about this in the last tier list, and I do apologize for that. I knew that it had a lot of value, but I didn't know that it had that much value, if you kind of get what I'm saying here. And then I just realized I forgot to rank the Devour weapons. Okay, Devour weapons. So the fans will be like here. The scythe will be above the Doma set. The katana will also be around here. This is how I'm gonna personally do it. Now, if you have high blood in any of these, it's all gonna be higher than the Doma set. Or actually, these are just one item. They're not the set. Yeah, I'll do it like this. Because I think as a singular item, I see these going for more than these, but as a singular item, I do not see either one of these going for more than this. So this is what I'll personally be doing for these. Now the rest of these do have a lot of value. I'll be putting orb glaciers and these in front of everything else. Now the reason for this is if you only have one, then you'll be able to like trade for, like if you have one, I could see you getting like a puller weapon for it. But these have a lot of value whenever you have a large quantity of them. I've seen people trade like 10 living flesh for like 2 or 3, 4 Rengoku Hayoris, which is really good. Now the problem is this is only going to be for one. So yeah, I'm going to just put these here. They have like more demand than anything else that's right here. So this is where they're going to go for now. Now, some of these slots are actually going to take S++. I know that I said that I was going to leave this for only champion gear. But yeah, I'm changing my mind. So, S. Actually, Tengen Fit will be the top of A tier because it does not have as much value as everything else here. So, Rengoku Hayori will be the bottom, and then Nezuko Box, because Nezuko Box does have like the value of Rengoku Hayori and Tengen Fit combined. The next thing, because all of these, if you guys don't know, all of these have like crazy value. What I've seen personally is Autism Bottom is like the lowest out of all of these. And then, like Devour Bottom is about like equal to these, and then end move bottom is like either higher or below. These are all about equal value. All the bottoms are pretty equal when it comes to trade value. And then it's going to be the opposite top. And then what's going to go in S++ is going to be the devour top. I don't know about the end move top. End move top, I don't know if it's more than Octazar or below. I believe it's slightly below. I believe so. And then also the new mass. This is how my personal ranking of all the new items are going to be. Now, of course, some situations you are going to find better trades. At the current demand, this is the correct tier list. Now I'll readjust everything. If you guys want to take a picture right now, this is the demand tier list. Like if you're looking for like value to demand comparison, this is how it's going to be. But now I'll be switching it around a bit to actually condemnate like the rarity, like how long the longevity will be. So in the long term, Tengen will most likely go up because it's going to get more limited and less people are going to buy it. Devour will go down. These two will go up. These will go below these because obviously these are way rarer. Maybe not. Okay, the top will stay above. The pants are going to go below. And then, yeah, that looks about correct. So this is probably going to be like the actual tier list. This can go like below, but in terms of like value right now, this is probably like the most situated item that has value because it is worth more than dev top right now. But yeah, this is probably the actual value tier list. And then if you guys want it based off demand, this is how I would personally do it for demand. I believe this is a way more agreeable tier list for a lot of you guys. My bad about the last one. I would say this is more towards like the official one. If I was just starting trading, if I looked at this tier list, I would say this is about right. For the amount of experience that I have, I personally think this is correct. The only thing that I could say is a bit different before you guys go into the comments is going to be these two tops. Like these two tops, I would say just to make it safe, so like nobody's in the comments, I'm gonna personally put it like this, and keep in mind the champion gear will be higher than everything. So this is the personal tier list, champion gear right here, then dev top, actually, then this new hat. This hat does have more value at the current moment. It might go down though. So yeah, dev top, new hat, Octazar top, Enmu top, then the bottoms, then Esdrabot, then Rengoku Tengen, then these orbs, Skull Scythe, the Polar set, then the dev weapons, then the Doma set, then the Warfans, Tengen, these weapons, the Yadagarasu mask, these. Now, keep in mind, you could get some really crazy trades, but as a raw, like, value tier list, this is how I personally rank it. I know this is way longer than the last one. I wanted to do it a bit more detailed so you guys understand where I'm coming from, where I'm ranking these values. So, yeah, this is pretty much going to be the updated tier list for all the new items and reformed. This is what should be, like, as close as you can to the official one. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, like, subscribe. My current goal is 6,000 subscribers. I really appreciate all the subs I've been getting. And also join my Discord down below. I'll do a PvP tournament soon. And some other stuff. If you guys want to know how I personally trade for items, then if this video gets like 200 likes, then I'll be making a trading guide. Or maybe like taking W trades for 5 minutes like how people do in GPO. Once again, I apologize for this being such a like longer video. But I wanted to get my point across that this is, from my experience, which I've probably done like 200 trades so far. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, and let me know down your thoughts in the comments down below. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.